It's a veggie BLTpta! I totally suck at video games, but love to play them anyway. So let's talk about Overwatch. Over the weekend, Sony actually had a free play, or for PS4 I guess. I'm not sure if it was on PC, but either way, the PS4 let people download and play Overwatch for free over the weekend in September. Anyway, you could download Overwatch for free and play it, and so I did. And if you've ever watched anything on this channel, you know I'm not a first-person shooter kind of gamer or a competitive kind of gamer. And if you haven't watched this channel, well, I just told you. But something about Overwatch just made me want to, give it a try. And I'll tell you what it really is. It's the characters. If you've been on the internet at all in the past few months, since whenever Overwatch came out, or even when it was announced, you've seen at least one Overwatch character somewhere. Like, they're everywhere. I'm pretty sure, in fact, that they are the highest, or at least they were the highest rated search term on porn websites as well, because people wanted their Overwatch. They're cool characters. Rumor has it they were actually, it's not rumor, it's fact, they've come out with it. A lot of the characters were designed for a second Blizzard MMO. You know, they have World of Warcraft, they were going to come out, I think they were calling it Project Titan. And a lot of the character designs were actually from that game, but that game got scrapped when World of Warcraft's numbers kind of started tanking and Blizzard second thought about, doing another MMO. But at least they were able to reuse the assets, or at least some of the assets they had, to create these awesome characters in a game that I'll not play as much, but I still like the characters for. So they honestly, my thoughts on Overwatch are, these characters are cool. I would see a movie with them. Or they could make a movie. I guess they made like a little short for Bastion, who's this giant robot with a bird buddy. But they could make more, kind of to bring it into already this comparison, Team Fortress 2, where they have like the meet the heroes. I'm not sure what they call it for that. I'm sorry, I should look that up. But either way, Team Fortress 2 had a bunch of short little CG stories of how you meet the players for that. And I like the Team Fortress 2 characters as well, and they also had a bit of a fandom, splash when they came out. Like, tons of people were cosplaying and fan art and all that stuff. But that's just they're all dudes, which is fine, but it leads for less variety. And two, the Overwatch characters, there's triple the amount of them, and they kind of cover every sort of niche thing people could like. You've got angel people, well, one angel people, I guess. You've got the healer dude Lucio. He doesn't really remind me of, but he almost reminds me of DJ from Street Fighter, only way less jacked up. But so you've got your kind of crazy dreads dude. You've got pretty much every culture represented. Egypt, India, the Old West isn't a culture, but you know what I mean. You've got Japan. D.va is kind of like South Korea StarCraft style. She's in a mech, but she's a gamer girl. And you've got Russians, you've got different species even with Winston. You've got a whole bunch of just everything that you could want in a game. There's going to be someone for everyone, which is pretty awesome because that makes it easier to want to play. And what I did learn in the game is that you're going to want to switch up your characters too. So hopefully you find at least a few that you like, one or two in each category, because they have pure offensive, defense, tank, and support, which I'm going to admit I didn't play any support because I was having trouble keeping myself alive, let alone other people alive. So I didn't play support. That's not really my bag. But I know a couple people at least who, in MMOs in general at least, love playing the healer. So they could still have something to do in this game, even though it's a competitive, player versus player only game. So that's kind of neat, because it can bring the people who play other MMOs or just want to play a healer in something to a much more competitive game. As for myself, I am terrible at competitive games. I'm way too cautious. You'll see parts of the videos, This video you're seeing right now is me actually playing. I'm playing under somebody else's account because I didn't download it on the PS4. So Dark Wolf, that name you're seeing, that's actually me playing. And there's probably parts I'm gonna edit out because it's just me, like, hiding somewhere, not wanting to confront the enemy. Which doesn't work very well when you're supposed to defend or take over certain points, or payloads, or whatever they call them in this game. I've seen a bunch of memes with, like, Soldier 76 saying, like, get on the damn payload! So that's why I said payload. So I hope that's what it is. Otherwise the internet has taught me wrong. Now, usually the reason I don't play first-person shooters, it's a twofold reason. One is I'm much more into story-focused, like, games where there's something leading me along, some mystery I want to explore and figure out, not just killing everybody and that's the game. But the other reason is usually I get motion sick from first-person games. If I can take my time with them, kind of like Portal for the most part in Portal 2. I mean, there's some puzzles that still are like woof, but otherwise you can just kind of walk around at your own pace. I'm usually okay with that kind of first-person game. And you saw me play the Resident Evil 7 demo. That's first-person, and I was fine because I could take it at my own pace. With Overwatch, it's fast, you're going everywhere, you've got crazy sprinting jump abilities or just sprint abilities, or well, each character seems to have a different thing they can do for their sprint. Like doing the tutorial, they're like, Soldier 76, he sprints, and it's a basic sprint. And then I played another character and it was like, pew! And I was like, whoa, what just happened? So that was kind of crazy. I thought everybody just had a sprint. I was wrong! Anyway, but it's faster, and I thought for sure I was gonna get the motion sick. And while I didn't play a very long time, I only played the actual game probably about 20 minutes, half an hour, I didn't get sick. So that was kind of a nice experience. Either the way they programmed it made the movement work well enough for me, or maybe I'm slowly getting over it, or maybe it's just only certain games that do it. But either way, I didn't get motion sick, so that I can't use that as an excuse for not playing Overwatch. What I can still use as an excuse is that there's no point to the game. Like, the opening animation has Winston, who's the gorilla dude, talking about, like, this whole, like, there was a war or an invasion and the Overwatch heroes rose up and defended the Earth, but then people grew wary of them and kind of cast them off, but now there's things happening again and the world needs the Overwatch heroes. That has nothing to do with any part of the game that I've seen ever. The game is just going to different locations and fighting different teams of different Overwatch heroes. Like, it's just competitive fighting, PvP, person versus person, or team versus team. I don't think there's deathmatch so much. I don't know, the game, I played one where basically you had to, like, defend a point for a certain amount of time, or capture a point for a certain amount of time, and then that team would win. I think there's other games too. Not too many from what I hear. Everyone was kind of pissed off that it was a $60, at least on consoles, a $60 price tag for a, you know, like 4 game objective game. But I hear the DLC is going to be free, so you pay $60 up front, but in theory you're getting a lot of stuff eventually. But that's it. That's the game. The whole opening thing, like, I don't know what that was even for. If that was the game and you had to, like, play through, maybe, like, you pick one hero and you're the good guy, and, like, the other Overwatch characters are, like, polluted or tainted and they are bad and that's why everybody is wary of them, but you are trying to be the good guy, and you would go through a series of fights. Maybe you have a couple allies that are also good that you could pick. You know, if there was, like, a story and you went through and you beat conditions in order to restore the name of Overwatch, or you could play as the bad guys and you could take over the world as the, you know, the corrupted Overwatch heroes. That'd be cool. Like, considering I didn't get motion sick, I'm still terrible at the game, as you can see, but I would probably try to play that just because the characters are so cool to play as. I want to do things with them. There's no point to this game except for, you know, player versus player. Like, it's going nowhere. It's not gonna, you're gonna level up, sure, and you're gonna get some loot that you don't really want most of the time. But there's no end game to this. It's just, that's all it is. And to be fair, that's all most competitive shooters are, and yet they're super popular, and I just don't play them because I personally don't see the point. But that's because I'm not a huge competitive gamer. So I can totally see this game being really fun for competitive gamers, and especially, well, for both. For ones who are really into like ranked stuff, because they do have ranked matches that you can get to once you're like level 25. And also for those who like playing competitive games but just don't have the time, or like sometimes the ability, but it's usually the time to put into them to get super high rank and super amazing good. Some people just want to pick up and play a competitive game, and like with Call of Duty and stuff, I hear it's ridiculous. Like, people will just destroy you in 2 shots, and you're like, well, why did I play this game if you haven't already put in the time to get good? Whereas this one, I can see being a little bit more fun because there is unranked, so you're not like, your stats aren't screwed if you're just having a bad day or an off day, or you can get better with like bad players and nobody's really gonna hate you for bringing down the team. I mean, they may hate you a little bit, but it's not going to be a long-term hate, or they're not going to kick you when they see your stats, stuff like that. So I like the idea of that for people who do play competitive games. I just wish there was more, just some kind of plot or reason to play besides to just beat the other team. But I guess I should also I want to apologize for anyone I played with on the team because I was bad. I was really bad. Well, there was one, you know, I played as Soldier 76 first because he's the guy you have the tutorial, and I kind of liked his special because my aim is pretty terrible, and his special is like, you know, you just have, basically if you can get a person in the reticule area, which is a huge area during that, you hit them, which is cool. So I just played as him thinking that would work. Didn't work so well. I died a lot. I don't even think I killed anyone. I think the only person I killed people with was Farah, who is my bae now. She is cool. She is like, she's got a jetpack, and she's got a big old, like, I don't even know what the weapon is, but it's got 6 shots, but they're like big shots. And I had a pretty good streak where I killed like 4 people with her before I got taken down. And it was sad because I got to her special move too, and I did it, and she's all like jump in the air and shoots beams everywhere, and just got shot right down. So I'm like, what was the point of her special move if I'm just gonna get killed easy? I don't know. But either way, she was probably my favorite to play as. I did not play as everyone because I just didn't want to play that long. I didn't want to let down so many people by like sucking with new characters to play that long. So I played as Genji for like a round, not even like a round, until I got killed. Because this is a good thing, you can change your character when you get killed. So if the team balance is just completely off, you can change, or if you find you hate the character you're playing, you can change. But I played as Genji for like 5 seconds. His throwing stars are bullshit. I don't know how people play Genji. I ain't playing Genji. Like I said, Farah was my favorite. Soldier 76 I like the idea of, but I think I need a more powerful weapon than just like a multi-shot weapon, because I'm really bad at keeping on target, which is why Farah's like blast cannon was much easier for me to use, because you can aim near an opponent and hopefully get some damage on them. I played as Bastion for also like 1 death because I thought I would like Bastion. From everything I heard, Bastion would be like, yeah, you just sit in a corner and mow guys down. Well, it doesn't work very well when they come up to you and just like destroy you. I think you need to combine Bastion with whoever does some shield. I've seen that happening, and that's pretty cool. From just YouTubers I would watch play it. But he's slow to transform too, and I'm still not even sure what his R2 does. I think it's like a self-heal maybe, but there was no time to self-heal because I just got blasted right away. It was not what I was expecting out of Bastion. I'd give him another shot maybe if I was playing with some experienced players, but just on a free weekend I was like, nope, that ain't happening. I skipped a lot of other characters. Like when I didn't do well with like defense, I kind of didn't play the other defense people because I realized I'm not good at defense. I'm not good at any of it, by the way, but at least with the attack I felt like I had a chance. So I didn't play as like Mei or Widowmaker. I did play as D.va. That was kind of cool. She's I think they call it a tank, where I don't know the difference between defense and tank, to be honest, in this particular game. But I kind of like D.va because she starts in this giant mech, which is a little slow but does damage. But then if you get your health basically blown and you lose the mech, you still have like a second shot. You're outside your mech as a little girl with like a pistol, and I think I did her special when I was out of the mech, and it just like summoned another mech for me, which was nice, because then you have, it's basically kind of like a free life. I don't know what her special would do if you were still in the mech, because that just never happened with me. But that was probably she was probably my second favorite character, d.va, just because you have that second chance, and I suck enough that I totally need that second chance. So let's see, I didn't play, I think that's all I played as. Yeah, I just played as those characters. I already said I didn't play healers because I couldn't keep myself alive. I probably could have played around with more defense, but also, like I said, I was feeling bad that I was letting the team that I was playing with down. So I didn't want to like keep playing. That's another reason why I don't play competitive games. If I'm not good at them, I just feel bad about myself, and whoever's on my team, I feel bad for them. So it doesn't give me much incentive to play. I also didn't play the mode. They had like a battle on Edinburgh or something that was like, I don't even know what it was, but I didn't play it because I didn't feel I'd be good at whatever it was. But that's interesting that they had like a free-for-all kind of thing. It was probably just a kill everybody. That was another cool thing, is like in the middle of games, like when they're trying to find you a new game, because like the first one I played, we didn't have enough players because a couple people quit, so it just tried to find me a new game, and they let you just kind of free-for-all shoot each other in like a level while they're finding a new game, which is neat because it like, gives you time to try out character abilities. I think that's when I tried Farah for the first time, and I'm like, alright Farah, let's sprint. Oh my god, you just jumped in the air with the jetpack, and that's when I fell in love. I mean, that's when I was like, hey, people have different sprints. So that was, I mean, that's neat. There's a lot of small touches that are just really good in the game. I just personally wish there was more. Which is why I kind of like the fandom exploded. I can at least live vicariously and like know the characters and get into the memes and stuff. Because even though I don't play, before I even played this weekend over the free time, I knew just about all of the characters and little things about them, and because the fandom exploded on the internet. It's just everywhere. It's probably bigger than LOL, like League of Legends, because I'd see League of Legends things places, I'd be like, ooh, that character looks cool, what's that? And then I'd be like, ugh, League of Legends. But I wouldn't see it as often as I have been seeing Overwatch stuff. I'm not sure. I mean, probably it's more prevalent, League of Legends, because it's an older game. Overwatch has like 22 characters versus like the hundreds of League of Legends. So it's more focused on the characters, and they're all pretty cool, and they're just everywhere. Fan art, memes, I don't know what else, porn, I guess, like I mentioned before. I have not seen any Overwatch porn, thank you very much, but it's there. Although I think Blizzard's trying to crack down on that. Shame on you, Blizzard. Let the people have their porn. So I like the goods. I like that I can kind of be into it. I just won't really play the game myself because there's no pull for me. But I don't mind watching other people play or talking about it. And now that I've actually played it, I kind of have a little bit of an idea. I could play along saying like, oh yeah, I played Overwatch. But it's neat. It's a neat game. I guess that's really my final thought on it, is that it's neat. Oh, the loot system is balls though. It's a neat game, but the loot, I don't know, the loot system is kind of bad. Like, your reward for after a game, or no, when you level up, which I did manage to level up once, even though we lost the game. I don't know, I think it's because I got like 5 kills, I think 4 of them as Farah. But, so I leveled up to level 2, and I got some random loot for none of the characters I cared. I got some sprays, or I don't even know what those were, and like a skin for McCree, who I hadn't even played as. That's kind of a pain. That's sad. Like, I don't know why people would care. And the fact that they charge for loot boxes too, and like there's limited loot boxes and you have to pay real money for it, that's kind of a shame. But since they did say they were having all the DLC free, and it costs a lot to run servers. Like, I get why they're doing it. It just doesn't seem like a good enough reward, especially since it's random. Like, if you could pay for a loot box for a specific character, I mean, sure, the loot you're gonna get is still gonna be random, but at least you'd know it'd be for a character you actually want to play as, instead of like, well, got another Winston skin, never gonna use that. I mean, I just used Winston as an example, but you know what I mean. You're always gonna have your favorites, at least like a couple, 3, 4 that you want to play as and pimp out. So that kind of sucks. Maybe they'll fix that. Putting that all together, there's negatives and there's positives, but honestly, my thoughts on Overwatch is that I like the idea. I like the world and the fantasy and the characters behind it. I just don't really care about the gameplay itself, since all it is PvP. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on Overwatch. So I know some of you are playing it, so give me some reasons why I might want to play it, even though there's no storyline. Like, maybe I missed something. Maybe there is story if you get to higher levels. I don't know. Let me know, because I don't know, and I could give Blizzard money too, if there's a reason for me to play. If you have questions or other thoughts on Overwatch, or just want to comment, go ahead, leave comment below on this video, or like I have a Twitter or even a Facebook. So let me know your thoughts on Overwatch too, and thanks for watching.